Oh my god, guys. Ooh. Are you alright? Oh my goodness, you are quick. There you go. I mean, to be fair, it did eat a lot earlier. I was quite surprised and I was really annoyed I hadn't filmed it. But so far, for the first day, first night, it has been amazing. Taking food from me, it was out for like 20 minutes, being handled, can't complain. So I woke up and my gecko was on this log still, but since I've been getting dressed, he or she has been subtly moving around, sort of hide. You can see the tail going. Slowly coming more around like this. Just slides around. So that's an interesting thing. I haven't seen a crested gecko do that. But it's just hiding from me. But I've seen it already. If you want to realise like how small this is a regular glass. It's so tiny. So if I tilt this up, the water's coming towards us. It's coming. Oh, there you go. Oh my goodness. I really hope this is filming. Was that in frame? Was it even in focus? I don't know. But it's really cute. It's awesome to see how docile this gecko is. And it's just really chilled. So awesome to see. The light's going to go off soon, so I'll put you back on your branch. So when I did the tank build, I actually forgot to put in a cleanup crew, but in a way it's kind of good because now there's actually something for them to feast on. There are a few leaves that I added in there and they're growing a little bit of fluff, so that's good, they can eat that. And obviously the gecko's now probably gone to the toilet a few times. The gecko is actually still on its branch. I've had it out tonight, I've hand fed it, everything like that, but it still really loves that branch. So yeah, I'm going to put in the cleanup crew now. So I just realised I totally forgot to film yesterday. Basically the gecko shed its skin, but obviously being its first skin shed here, I didn't want to disturb it or anything. You may be able to see it. It's just upside down on this branch. That's definitely one thing that's different compared to a crested gecko. This one in particular, maybe all chihuahuas, I don't know, tend to stay out in the daytime. Although they're probably sleeping, you get to see them, which is pretty cool, because although I do see Lyra, I have to sort of really look for her and she's in her coconut right at the back. But that is a pretty cool thing about these guys. So I figured I would try to feed it some live food. I tried on the first day, it wasn't interested, kind of expected, but it did eat. Obviously it's already made up food. Figured I'd try again, but it's sort of just staring at it. And I've seen videos of these guys hunting before, and they seem to hunt a lot more than crested geckos do. Crested geckos generally, they will sometimes chase down their food, but I find most of the time they'll stare at it and all of a sudden pounce. Whereas I have seen videos of these really like hunting them down. Let me just take it off its branch. Come here. Okay. What if I introduce you to the cricket? Like if you're like, oh hello Mr. Cricket. Hello. Lick the cricket. I know it has been eating live food, like where it came from. Oh. I see an increase in breathing. Has it picked up on a scent?
One eternity later.
First of all, it's somewhere in the back near the pothos, and it's actually just sat right there. Oh, you can see it move. It's so well camouflaged. So last night after it shed, it was really black, like the darkest I'd seen it, which I thought was really cool. And then I had it out with my friend, I was showing him it and everything. And then by the time we brought it back to the tank, we put it on its branch that's on all the time. And it had actually gone the same kind of brown colour as the branch. And I swear, if you look back when I first got it and I put it on that cork, if you look at the front of its nose, look how similar that looks to the cork. And I've noticed that part of the nose actually gets lighter and really black. So it's always changing. It's so cool. And also, I kind of feel like its back pattern slightly looks a bit like a snake. But yeah, what I'm going to do now is, this cricket is pretty much like dead now, so I feel really bad and I don't want to waste it. So I may leave it on a branch and maybe the gecko will find it. When I put in the cleanup crew, actually, it was up on the branch initially. I put in the cleanup crew, came back 10 minutes later, and suddenly it was down the bottom of the tank looking at the cleanup crew. So hopefully it didn't eat too many woodlice. So I left the cricket here and now it has disappeared, and I don't think it was moving. So maybe the gecko's come down and eaten it. But talking of the gecko, which it is not named, if we look at the background, you may be able to find it. We just keep looking along here. Oh, what is that? How does it even get there? I do wonder that sometimes. But it's nice to see it exploring, and it's also nice to know there are plenty of hiding spaces for it. Like, it can really get away if it wanted to. So it's very late, as you can see. That is 1:20 in the morning. I have a very weird body clock. I'm like a night owl. I do everything at night. Anyway, so for some reason I figured it's a great time to add in the UV flood. I've been very busy today. I've been making lots of earrings. I've been just finished packing them all. If you don't know, I have decided to combine reptiles and photography and craft all together and make these earrings, and it's pretty much to support the channel. As I've said in the past, like, ad revenue and stuff, I don't know what's happened, but it is terrible. I need to get a proper job. It is terrible. And so I figured I would do these, and even if you don't have your ears pierced, maybe you can use them as, like, you know, on a corkboard you use them as pins. I do that with a pair that I have there, the red-eyed tree frog ones, and you know, it can be fun. This is what happens when your zen is on point. Look at this. This is a good indicator that the humidity's right in here, and this is what I'm worried about. So I always put bubble wrap and tinfoil over part of the screen, and that helps with humidity. You may have seen it in my crested gecko hacks video. But on top of this tank there really isn't that much room, and the UV flood pretty much take up this entire section, and that will block out the jungle dawn. So I'm going to have to replace this area with the UV flood and hope it doesn't affect the humidity too much. So the light is in. I'm not going to leave it on at night. This is just to test it. You see the gecko's still here. Basically what I'm going to do with this is it's probably going to go on for like 3 hours in the morning, then it will switch to the jungle dawn throughout the day, and then 3 hours in the evening, because I believe they're crepuscular like crested geckos and leopard geckos. So that's what I'm going to do. But when you do use a UV light, you have to be wary that you're not also supplementing D3 like in their food, and most foods like Pangea and Repashy tend to contain that, but I will go into all of that in a different video. But for now, it's good it works, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. So now it's Monday and I've had this gecko a week, and honestly it kind of feels like I've had it for ages, and not in a bad way. It's just it's fit in with everything else and all my schedules and everything so easily. Like if you've had a crested gecko or a gargoyle gecko, it's very similar care to that, and so it just, I don't know, just fit in so well, and I haven't had to tame it. It's just the loveliest little gecko. And really the main thing I've learned in this week is that this branch was a good idea, because this gecko spends like 90% of its time on the branch, and it's quite cool because you get to see your gecko in the day, whereas as I said before, crested geckos, you can, it depends where they sleep, you can see them, but a lot of the time they do tend to hide a lot more. But I guess if you naturally have a great camouflage like this, why not just lay out on a branch? So I hope you've enjoyed this first week, and I will definitely be doing more videos on this little Guile girl. Talking of Guile girl, a lot of people have asked me whether I got a name for it or whether it's a Guile girl. If you did see the video when I got it, I did say it can take a year to 2 years to determine whether it's male or female sometimes. So I'm going to have to go for a unisex name. I haven't really thought about one yet, but we will see. And also, before I go, this thing just cracks me up, right? What it will do, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but when it knows you're looking at it, it very, very slowly slides around the side of this branch.